Before we get to today's video, I just wanted to give you guys a reminder. We have a new storefront that we're selling apparel at. We have these hats right here. We got a pretty sweet leather logo on them. Got a couple different colors in stock. Actually, this one here is loading. We're currently sold out of that color, but we have some tan hats and we have blaze orange hats for the rifle seasons. We also have some t-shirts, a couple different logo designs on those. The t-shirts are very soft, and the print on the logo is nice because it's not very thick. You can't even tell really there's a logo on there. I know some of them they're real thick, and they just make a sweaty spot where the logo's at. But these are nice and thin, great t-shirts, and I also have some decals at the store. So just a reminder to check that out. I'll put a link below this video for the store, but we also did a video a week or so ago. It was a CuddeLink review, and then we announced a giveaway there. So how we're running that is every $5 spent in the store will be one entry to win a CuddeLink cell pack, which is one cell camera, home base, and 2 of the remote IR cameras. So if you want to try out those Cuddy cameras, get yourself an entry into the drawing, and maybe you'll be able to try those out for a minimal cost, just to buy some apparel and get entered in the entry. So thanks for everyone that's already supported us, and good luck to everyone that's in the giveaway. This muddy camera right here behind me, it's the first one I'm checking today. I just flipped it open. There was only 12 videos on there. So it's on a pretty heavy trail. I knew from in here scouting in the spring that there was some pretty decent trails in here, but it greens up so much that it's hard to tell exactly where they're going now. They could be going anywhere. All this green underbrush serves as a lot of great cover for them, so they could literally be bedded anywhere and feel like they're pretty safe. But I did come down into this spot a little bit differently than I have in the past, and I was walking the top of this ridge and just found a trail that cut down over. It was pretty dug into the side of the hillside. Got to the bottom, and it looked like the underbrush was kind of just all knocked down. And when I started looking around, there was a big oak tree and there were some acorns on the ground. So probably going to grab this camera off this tree, head back up there and stick it there, let it sit for a while, and see if those deer have just been kind of up the hill a little bit, congregating around that oak that's dropping some acorns. I got back up the hill here to the spot I was talking about. There's a giant oak right here. That's where the acorns are coming from. When I'm looking at them now, they might actually be older acorns from last year. And then this kind of open spot here, maybe just because of the canopy of these big trees just kept the stuff down. It didn't really grow up as thick as everything everywhere else, but I'm still gonna put a camera here. It still could be a good spot. There's a trail right behind the camera here. Comes along, cuts right through this opening, and over there where I came up through, you can see where there's actually browse, where the deer have been browsing down the underbrush. And directly behind me is that ridge coming down into here. That's where that big trail was. So there's definitely at some point there's movement through here, and it's not as thick in this area for those deer to get through. And they are, if you watch their patterns enough, they are very lazy animals. If you had your own property and you could cut different trails and stuff and pallet brush, you can pretty much make those deer go wherever you want to. But we don't have the privilege to do that here, and so we'll just have to put these cameras on the trails where the deer are already using them, and keep our fingers crossed, and hopefully we can find a big buck using this area. This camera here that I just pulled the card from, it was getting a lot of good videos of a pretty decent buck that was consistently coming through this area, and he was always coming in from the left side of the camera, which would be right over here. And as you can see now, it's so thick. I think they were coming in right around this brush right here, And I'm tempted to walk kind of back up in there and see just what I can find, if there's anything else up in there that would be better to set the camera on. The last time I pulled the card, there wasn't, he might have been on there once or twice. There's also, back the way I walked into this camera, there's a pretty heavy trail where it seems like things gets funneled down to, so I could always move it there too. That's an option. But yeah, I might walk just right over here and see. There's a lot of these hitchhikers right there, which I'm not looking forward to walking through, but we'll see what's right around that corner, make a decision. I came back around from where that camera was, where I was saying I kind of saw these deer coming to and from on the trail camera. And as you can see, I'm in a little bit of an opening here with some cattails. There's got to be like a spring that's kind of feeding into this at some point. It's not real not real wet here now, but there's a couple spots where you could see some faint trails. I mean, for as thick as this is, I would have thought there'd be more of a beat down trail if they're coming in through this stuff, but I have some stuff. What's good, I was in here scouting in the spring, had Onyx, and just marked a bunch of stuff. So I actually had the tracker on so I could see which trails. I was just following trails and see where they intersect and stuff. And up here over my shoulder, there's a spot where two of my tracks came together for quite some time, so I'll probably slide up there and check that out. And it's actually just down the hill from where I found a pretty decent buck bed, so it's probably a decent spot. We'll slide up there, throw the Bushnell on a tree if we find something decent, and move on to the next one. So another thing I wanted to mention is we are giving the CuddeLink system away in the giveaway, and we do have CuddeLink cameras that we run, but as you can tell from our YouTube channel, we're just getting started here, so we in no way have any kind of sponsors or anything like that. We've been buying these cameras with our own money. That's why we have a wide array of cameras. This here is a Bushnell camera. Obviously it's not a cell cam, but I've had these cameras for quite some time. They're the trophy cam. They've done really well, great on batteries. But if you want to get into the cell camera market, the CuddeLink cameras are the best way to go that I've found so far. Just being able to link all those cameras up and only pay for one plan is probably the best thing that you can get out of those cameras, and it's the best option for a cell version. If you go any other route, every individual cell camera that you have, you're going to have to pay for a monthly subscription for, so that's one thing to keep in mind. But we also run these cameras as well, so just whatever you can budget for, get some cameras, get out there and start scouting for deer. I got this Bushnell camera moved here, and over my shoulder here is where I came into this spot. Another pretty nice opening here. Probably two different trails coming right into here, and then out the back side it's kind of hard to tell. Right behind the camera there's some tracks going through some wet stuff, but going off of the scouting on Onyx, there's trails here that come together, or at least there was noticeable trails that I was walking on in the springtime. And then up over here through that thick stuff, the hill rises up. There's a little bench up there, and I ran into a pretty good buck bed up there, trail leading down from it, cutting into this. So we'll leave the camera here. It's backed up a little bit closer to where that bed was, and see if we get any more consistent pictures of that buck with the split brow tines that's in here. And just keep moving around. It's the name of the game, trying to figure out their pattern and be one step ahead of them for the fall. I just had the GoPro set up down there on that tree, and it was filming setting out this cell camera here. But it turns out that I don't have service down there. So I knew the service was kind of weak. I had my phone turned on airplane. It was using the offline option for the Onyx app. But I turned my phone on now to see if there's any service, so I climbed up the top of this hill. This is where the fourth camera is. Another scrape in here, so I'm gonna try for service up here. Maybe I'll swap out cameras. Move the one down there that's on the scrape now and put the cell camera on here. So we'll get up here and see if that works. So about a week ago when I was in here, I opened this scrape up. I had it marked. I was on the video hanging this camera. I had an 8 gig card in here, and it said it was almost full, which I just put a new one in, and it's 2 hours and 54 minutes. I'm kind of believing that something happened to the card and it's not really full with that many videos. But who knows, maybe it is. Maybe it got real windy and a bunch of brush was blowing around in front of it. It's been so dry you can't tell if anything's been in that scrape really. And so I think what I'm going to do is swap out the cameras. That stealth cam cell camera said it had a signal, so we'll swap it out, give it a try, and see what's here. It'll be exciting to go back and see what's on that card from this past week or so. Hopefully there's a bunch of pictures on there, and we found a really sweet spot where there's a lot of deer movement, but I'm not holding my breath on that one. Well, I'm hustling to get out of the woods. As usual with these projects, we get a little bit of time to get out here, kind of get immersed in the woods here and lose track of time. So I gotta hustle back to the truck or I'm gonna be late for a family event. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you like what you saw, please hit that subscribe button and the thumbs up, and also hit that notification bell. You'll be alerted every time we post new videos. Thanks for watching the video, guys.